watch enthusiast, it was only a matter of time before I picked up a Tissot PRX. But because it's me, I'm not a huge quartz fan, so my choice of the PRX was obviously going to be the Powermatic 80, the automatic version. But when I sat down to do some research to find out what my rubber strap options were for the PRX, I realized there were really two predominant ones. I could go directly to Tissot, and from their website, I could buy the OEM rubber strap for $60. By the way, OEM stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. You're going to hear me reference the Tissot strap with that acronym, so just so we all have that understanding. Now, the other choice I can do, or I can go to, is I can go to Delugs, who's very well known for making premium aftermarket straps for Tissot and other brands as well. But the straps from Delugs are about double the price of what you could buy the OEM straps for directly from Tissot. Keep that in mind. At this point, I also realized that no one made a comparison video yet between the two, so here we are today. So you might have also noticed that this video says it's a paid advertisement. Now, paid, let's talk about that. Basically what that means is I reached out to Delugs personally and I asked them if they'd be interested in sending me out a rubber strap so I can compare the OEM strap and the Delugs strap side by side. They happily agreed. They sent me a strap of my choice. They have zero input to this video. Never asked anything of me. Just so you guys and gals all know. Basically, they sent me a strap to review. I get to keep it. No questions asked. Which tells me they're very confident in their product, which I could really appreciate. Anyway, let's continue on. So, understand what our options here as a PRX owner. If you go to the Tissot website, you'll notice that you have to go through a few steps to get to the straps. So let me show you how. So first of all, you have to find the reference number of the PRX. Okay, once you do that, you have to copy, paste that number, put it here in the strap section where it asks for the reference number. Click OK. Then you're going to notice that you have a few different options for the rubber straps. There's also some leather ones in there too. But let's talk about the rubber ones. At this time, you can see there's a few different color options, just a few. And what I have here today to show you is the black rubber strap. But when you go over to the Delugs website, the first thing that I've noticed is there are so many different color options, which is refreshing because Tissot, keep in mind, they have so many different dial colors for the PRX. And for most watch enthusiasts, having so many different colors so you can be, matchy-matchy with your strap to the dial color, that's a huge plus for a lot of watch enthusiasts. But the other thing you're going to notice is that for most of the straps, unless they're on sale, it's going to be $130. And that's just with the regular buckle. If you want the spring deployant clasp, it's going to be an additional $15, and that's what, $145 total? Now think about that. If you purchase the Delugs strap with the regular buckle or the deployant buckle, it's more than double the manufacturer OEM rubber strap, unless you even manage to get it on sale. So what you're thinking now is it worth it? Well, that's what I'm here to find out with you. So let's get started. But before we go any further, don't forget to like these videos, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to put out relevant and informative content as frequently as possible around my personal life. And, to catch the most recent video, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice when you pull the Delugs rubber strap out of its packaging, the first thing is this quick release pin. It's not even attached to the strap itself. Now take a look at the PRX rubber strap. The quick release pins are actually secured nicely into the strap so they don't fall out. Okay, going back to the Delugs strap. I do realize that once you get the strap installed, even though that pin bar is loose in there, once it's secured, you won't be dealing with that frustrating issue anymore. Putting that aside, then the next thing you're going to notice about the Delugs strap is they are slightly contoured, which suggests to me that the comfort of the strap is going to be really great once you do have it installed. Since I opted to get the spring deployant clasp, this is going to require me or you cutting off pieces of the strap, little pieces at a time, to get that perfect fit. I don't mind doing that, but it is a little bit of a process that you have to go through when you first receive these straps in the mail. So just keep that in mind if you buy the strap with the deployant clasp. Now let's take a look at that spring deployant buckle. I have to admit, this is pretty cool. And I also have to say that I've never experienced a deployant buckle like this that's spring loaded. And it doesn't look like Delugs copied anybody in particular, or at least not any buckle that I've ever come across. And take a look inside of the clasp. You can see that Delugs, they laser engraved their logo or their branding, which is really a nice touch. But then again, at this price point, you'd expect something like that. But because they chose to do this on the inside of the clasp rather than the outside, I think that's a nice touch in my personal opinion. And even though I don't have the strap together just yet, you can tell when the springs snap back, the security on this clasp is going to be pretty good to keep that PRX on your wrist. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and get this strap sized up and put up on the PRX. So now that we've done that, let's take a good look at the actual OEM strap next to the Delugs strap. The OEM strap is noticeably thinner than the Delugs strap, but you can tell by holding the OEM strap, it's going to be very flimsy but comfortable, and it's not a lint magnet. By the way, same goes for the Delugs strap. Whatever the rubber composition is of these straps, they don't attract lint, which is such a huge plus when you have a rubber strap. If you flip the manufacturer strap over, you'll notice that on the inside, it does have written PRX, which I think is pretty cool. Also, the hardware is very premium on the OEM strap as well. It's the hardware that I haven't seen before. And I'm going to tell you from experience, I've worn the PRX on the OEM rubber strap pretty consistently since I've owned the watch. It is really comfortable. It doesn't pick up any lint, like I said, and you don't even have to worry about trying to shape the rubber. It's flimsy enough, and it just conforms to your wrist. And I must say, I've been very happy with the way it wears and how the watch just kind of disappears on your wrist when you're wearing it. Now, if you're Comparing the OEM to the Delugs strap, you'll notice that the Delugs strap is noticeably thicker. Like I said, it seems to be made out of the same basic rubber material, but because it's thicker, it will probably feel more sturdy on your wrist. But with the Delugs strap, it does have that contour, as you can see at the top of the lugs, which should allow for a very comfortable wearing experience on a daily basis. Another noticeable difference in the strap construction itself, specifically on the outside of the strap, the OEM strap pattern matches perfectly with the Powermatic 80 dial. You know that Powermatic 80 dial has that waffle dial? Well, the strap matches perfectly. On the Delugs strap, you're going to notice this more of a cross-stitch pattern. And you can also see it has this ridge at the top of the strap that slowly bleeds and blends into the remainder of the strap, which is also a pretty nice touch. And it looks like it's going to give the Delugs strap some additional stability when the watch is on your wrist. The one last thing I wanted to mention on the OEM strap is that when you have the strap on your wrist, you see the keeper here. It has a knob on the inside of the keeper that locks the additional strap into place. From a functionality standpoint, it works perfectly based on my experience of wearing that strap. And it keeps the keeper and the additional strap snug right around your wrist. So ultimately, the question that we all have is the double price of the Delugs strap worth it? My opinion is this. The original OEM straps are great. They're going to do the job, and the pattern, they match really nicely with the actual watch, especially if you have that Powermatic, with the waffle dial. They're super comfortable. They don't pick up lint. What really can you ask for? Well, for one, your colors are limited. And secondly, in hand, the Delugs strap, they do feel premium. They're thicker, it feels a little bit more sturdy, and you have this option of getting this really unique spring deploying clasp. And I like deploying clasps. I like the way they function, and I really like the way they wear personally. But let's not forget, the PRX is a sports watch. If it was a diver, I'd be more concerned with having a thicker strap, thicker rubber that seems more sturdy. The PRX is a semi-classy sports watch. The thin rubber OEM strap really does allow for the watch just to disappear on your wrist. So I think the OEM strap is great. But if you want a little bit more diversity in your choices, I think you have to go check out Delugs. And if you made it this far, let me introduce myself. My name's Blake. As you can tell, I'm a little bit of a watchaholic. That's why I even made this video. But I figure if you made it this far, you're probably a watchaholic too. So, thanks for sticking with me. Appreciate a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.